Hey peeps, how's it going? And welcome, you guys. I believe it's Christmas for some of you right now, and it's Christmas for me. This is the Christmas weekend here in the States, in the United States, for everywhere else, whoever else celebrates it. But today I decided to come back to a location that I used to film back in the day, and the location that's still disclosed, and I will not release today because I like this location because I just get away from everything over there. Now, the last time I did a video here, which I played the clip earlier, if I did the editing right, involved me talking about a few things, and I was just jarbled. Literally, I was just all over the place. I rewatched that video. I'm thinking, wow, completely unorganized. I had no set topics, and not even a basis of a script. Now, for this one here, for these type of videos, I really don't script it. Just get my general topics and ideas, and I just start spitting them out. I make it short and sweet and simple. And so today I'm going to answer some of the few common questions I tend to get from people that ask me about video production and all that. Now, here's the first one. What is my main camera? Now, my main camera is the Panasonic G6. This is my go-to camera when it comes to event videography. It comes to long videos. This is literally a camcorder with a removable lens. This camera here is a workhorse. It got some damage in the front. Sadly, it got dropped out of the back of my car. There's some lens damage here in the front from the ring, so I can't adapt anything to it anymore. So this lens is literally the most beautiful lens flaring making camera possible with this lens combined with the camera. But I haven't had any lens flares yet. So this is the camera that I'm used with the shotgun mic that I reviewed a while back, which I'll put a link in the description. Not the most highest production, but this camera here has been my go-to. This microphone here attached to it is my go-to. The only issue I have with this camera is that the audio jack is right in the front. And if I were to pull focus or just aperture, I'd mess up. So that's why, if you notice, I recommended the angle adapter, which was a 90-degree angle, or whatever. You guys are good at geometry compared to me. And I just adapted onto here, thus making the camera as auxiliary, right, connect that, making it way more easier for me, and just saving me the pain and suffering of focusing and jacking everything up. But then, you know, when it comes to flipping out the screen, it doesn't block it, the audio jack, compared to the camera I'm recording on right now, and it lets me articulate in every position possible, and I don't have any hiccups with it. Now, what came special to this location is, well, first, I just got my Nikon D50-100. This was my go-to workhorse for years. This camera is a workhorse. It's still running today. It's still running, there's no issues with it. It's been dropped, it's met the grave, literally. It's hit dirt, it's hit just about every single aspect by my younger reckless self, still a bit reckless today. The funny thing is, I was expecting that thing just to fall apart by the time I get a new camera. I expected for it to not work anymore, and I was never gonna use it again. But I was proven wrong, and the camera is still running today, which is one of the biggest miracles yet, honestly, that I've seen with that camera. One of the things I do miss about that camera, is the stabilization and the lenses, and the just how the thing was very, it felt well around my hands. It's just that there's so many things Nikon lacked that made me leave over to Canon, Panasonic, and Sony. Now let's get to Canon right now. Now the camera I'm filming on right now, if you guys are wondering, because I just had my Panasonic out because that's the camera I use for everything. Now I'm using Austin Cameras. Austin Castor's camera. Austin Castor let me borrow his T5i for an event this Saturday, more for a corporate music video. I got hired by a client to do a music video, and if you guys know who they are, which I've worked for many years, which got me here today, is the High Voltage Band. Now, I'm doing their music video soon. I was like, you know what, I'm going to use the Canon for this video combined with the Panasonic. Both of them match, and they just work really well together. So, the camera I'm using right now is the Canon Rebel T5i. This is one of the go-to semi-professional entry-level cameras in the professional world. But honestly, this camera is really damn good for what the price is worth. Including that Panasonic G6, both of these cameras can easily match up in post, and they're really goddamn good cameras when they work both together. I've used this camera weddings with the one Austin Cassidy's. I've used it for so much. Austin has done some really nice work with this camera. And also, just the one little tip from me guys, me to you, don't assume that I think the camera's what's going to make the video work good. It's who's behind it. So me and Austin have been behind the camera for years now. I remember, I think Austin got his Canon T5i. I think probably the year it was released or the year after. He may correct me in comments down below. I can't remember exactly, but I remember I got my Nikon D50-100, and he had his point and shoots that he was using for a while. And I don't know what convinced him to get a DSLR. I don't know if it was me or somebody else. I can't take claim because I can barely remember. He got that camera, and man, he's just been pumping out all this stuff as well. He's pumped out short films. He's working on a short film right now, working on a documentary. Honestly, working with Austin Kessler was one of the best decisions I've made when I started off with my YouTube channel, because we both exchanged ideas consistently, gave each other input, constructive feedback. We went through our ups and downs. We've dealt with budget cuts, projects falling through, just 1,000 things are just happening all over the place, and we just stuck through it. And honestly, where we're at today, I now own a production company, and life is pretty good, honestly. Now we have a larger spectrum of equipment than what we had before, which at the time had one DSLR with the kit lens, and he had his point and shoots, and I had a little crappy Radio Shack microphone, and that's all I had. And that's all he had. It was a little microphone and an iPad and iPhone, and some point and shoots, and he had lights compared to what I had garbage. So we started out very small. Now, what makes this area so special to me is the fact that I started off with such a low-end setup. I started off with such little knowledge. In that video, the shutter speed was jacked up. In that video, the ISO was jacked up. In that video, I was using the wrong lens. In that video, I didn't even set white balance. In here, I'm not even setting white balance, but the camera has a really better job. And in that video, I even know how to do lighting correctly.